Nnamdi Kanu went to court yesterday, and we saw some drama. How Justice Omotosho, have issue with federal government about their witness that they brought to court. And today is another day. What do you think is going to come out of today's court?
I think it's a very clear thing that Nnamdi Kanu will not be held responsible. A lot of people are saying, the Bintayanko factor, and you can see always Nnamdi Kanu is highly fortified, intelligent, and focused, and you know what he's doing. You can see him always, how he exchanges pleasantries every time he steps into the courtroom. We don't want anybody, any institution, any judiciary whatsoever on Nnamdi Kanu's case to start looking at the media or trying to gag the media. And of course, that POB has said it very clearly. Of course, the lawyer have made it very clearly. Is going to bring a lot of resistance. There should be a media coverage to an issue like this that does not have jurisdiction. Because the way I said it does not have jurisdiction. Nigeria is a Commonwealth nation. Kenya, where Nnamdi Kanu was illegal in addition, is also a Commonwealth nation. So both countries, violated the Treaty of Commonwealth. That is in the first place. And based on that, there's no court anywhere, that has right to try Nnamdi Kanu on this matter. This is a matter that has gone to the appeal, and we saw victory. Nnamdi Kanu saw victory there. Now they're out there for the trial. Subsequently, now I've seen the whole thing right from the Gulag was unfortunately murdered. They're trying to, trying to link him to,
the murder of Gulag.
Yes, Nnamdi Kanu. At the end of the day, we will find out that their informations were not correct. They were quoting another day, where that incident happened another day. I think that issue has been struck out completely. But the thing is that the issue of transmitter and some other things, the witnesses coming to testify, without having a substantive evidence to present their matter. I think James Omotosho to a point, got angry and, of course, smashed that case and completely trashed it out completely for criminality and illegality tied to the trial by the witness. So it is becoming very clear, but we still know to keep our eyes open on James Omotosho because Nigeria factor is still a Nigerian factor. Anything can happen, and that is why they must allow the world to have access to it. But you can see yesterday called, and today a massive presence of delegates from United Nations, delegates from ECOWAS, delegates from AU, delegates from United States of America, delegates from British government. They're sending delegates. You can see all of them well seated, and they are watching, they're observing. So this is not a matter Nigeria is going to compromise, where there's global interest and global delegates. People are interested to see what is going to play out clearly. So it is something the Nigerian government needs to be very careful under Bola Ahmed Tinubu now, administration, who is a southern president, and Nigeria is facing some of the things, Nnamdi Kanu talked about. The whole world, everybody, the whole ethnic lords, the whole ethnic groups in Nigeria, majorly Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo, they are saying that this man was right. This man was right. Nnamdi Kanu was right. He warned Nigeria. He warned the federal government. He warned the Hausas. He warned the Yorubas. He warned the Igbos. Why is he still here? We never seen Nnamdi Kanu carry gun against anybody, against any state. Nnamdi Kanu said that agitation is my right. I can see him, working in confidently, with him, smiling, exchanging pleasantries. People are talking to him. It's not easy to have this kind of figure. And when somebody said that it's likely Nnamdi Kanu is going to be greater than Nelson Mandela, a lot of people laugh about it, But you can tell he's getting toward that angle. I saw the Hausa man, clearly saying that Nnamdi Kanu has become the hero of Africa, the legend of freedom, a man whose integrity speaks for himself, a man who has dwarfed the system of the Fulanization agenda and Islamic agenda in Nigeria, a man who exposed the reality on ground, a man who alerted, and even to an extent, the British government themselves acknowledged that Nnamdi Kanu might be an extraordinary person. No matter the drama and everything he played out, he never compromised. This is a man, both the Eastern governors and the Eastern politicians have tried to lobby him with all manner of things. He rejected it, absolutely. And he told them, I am not going to be the one that will disappoint you, but you will be the one that will disappoint me.
Now that Hausa are praising Nnamdi Kanu, this is strange. What do you think is happening? As Nnamdi Kanu successfully wake up the sleeping Hausa?
Yes, they are trying to regain consciousness. Yes, the Hausa youths and some of their leaders are trying to regain consciousness. And of course, most of them now are advocating, and this is the reality. And I saw in their video here where an Hausa boy was praying for Nnamdi Kanu. Honestly, he said, "Long live Nnamdi Kanu, long live Biafra, long live his generation, long live his tribe." He was saying a lot of things. He was just mentioning them over and over and over and over and over again. But unfortunately, because of the agenda that has already been hit by the forces of the Biafra movement, that's already, somersaulting and collapsing. That is the reason why you are seeing these things happen now. There's this regaining of consciousness among major ethnic lords on the issue of, the Fulani conquest. And that was the major role, Nnamdi Kanu wanted to play, was playing, and also to seek, the world recognition of a separate state completely out of this darkness called Nigeria.
Maybe because of how Nnamdi Kanu exposed the planning of Fulani, that's why he is still being kept in that place perpetually. For the 8 years of President Muhammadu Buhari, Nnamdi Kanu was not a free man. Is it because he was exposing them, or much more than calling for decentralization of Nigeria? I think exposing Fulani is another crime that Nnamdi Kanu commits against President Muhammadu Buhari.
Yes, the Northern Fulanis, oligarchies, have felt that this is an exposure. This is supposed to be a hidden thing. Nobody would have understood that already. Conquest is going on politically and otherwise, and he called them the Janjaweed, that's the word he used for them, Janjaweed. They are not Nigerians, they are invaders, and they cannot, conquer the Biafran people, and they cannot extend the Uthman Danfodio or agenda to the eastern part of the country. And the people that stopped Uthman Danfodio, the Atta of Igala, are still the Igbo generation. They were able to stop him in Igala. So this is a generation that has come, that has questioned and discovered, that the calamity was actually, being directed at them. The extermination, of the Igbo tribe is a deal, is a must, is something that must be achieved. Just like when they say that the useless darkness, is something, is a must, is something that must be achieved during the war. They will not be able to achieve it up to now. But I can tell you, the Biafra, as a nation, a sovereign nation, is bigger, better, greater, more in existence than before Nigeria was actually, created. So from that level, and that is what people are saying at this point, that at this level now the recognition must come. So to an extent, the exposure, triggered, how do we now make sure that this thing remain a secret? How do we get? And that was how they sat down with all the agenda and were able to go to Kenya, compromise Kenyan government, police, and without the concept of the international Interpol, and the rendition and committed that criminality by kidnapping, somebody from Kenya back to Nigeria. Not only kidnapping, a lot of things went in between, but because Nnamdi Kanu said his destiny, according to God, he was able to survive that. Now it has become a global thing, that helped put Biafra on the global agenda. Anytime you see Nnamdi Kanu in the court, he represents Biafra. He represents over 85 million consciousness, and beyond that, to an extent, the other tribes in the country who see who understand very clearly the position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today. Look at him, the lawyers, the team, as you can see on this video, everybody is set, the focus on the federal government. The cross-examination is going on. Nnamdi Kanu has keep on winning. Nnamdi Kanu keep on showing strength. Nnamdi Kanu has keep on showing that he got what it is, that he never committed any crime, and there's no how that can find him guilty. And that's the position of somebody who understands international relations and international law, and believe that every man have right to self-determination. All these things they are cooking up. Nnamdi Kanu instigated this. Nnamdi Kanu instigated that. All these things we are just trying to make sure they give the dog a bad name so that they will be able to nail him. Outside court of the law, Nnamdi Kanu is a free man, but outside the agenda, the struggle continues.
Eventually, before we go, if Nnamdi Kanu is set free now as an individual that want to continue the agitation, do you think he will have learned one or two things that he will do differently after he's been released? Do you think he can learn one, or he will be able to, look inward and look for another strategy?
The strategy of self-determination has been championed by United Nations. I don't think it's going to go contrary to that. Now, the kind of IPOB is a peaceful movement. It's only in Nigeria they bring the all this factor and all that. Yes, that's what it is. It's not going to go away because the international law supersedes the national law. And what the international law encouraged is non-violent approach to self-determination, and that is how we are IPOB remain. But we are going to see an advanced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are going to see high level of diplomacy. We are going to see high level of consultation. We are going to see high level of solidarity. We are going to experience advanced agitation now that we will begin to see the world leaders engaging themselves in consultation, high level of diplomatic meetings, high level of treaties, high level of economic deals, high level of social deals, high level of infrastructure deals, for a proper kickoff of the first Jewish black nation in the world.
So I want us to go now. Nnamdi Kanu release, Simon Ekpa release. Do you see both of them working together for common goal?
The darkness will now move away because the Bible says that when the light shined, the darkness comprehended not.
Yes. Thank you very much.